This morning, as we talk about celebrating our seniors, our graduates, we wanted to take an opportunity. A couple weeks ago, we had students that went on mission trips around the world, and one of them wasn't able to speak with us, and that was Avery Knowles. And Avery's going to come and talk about her trip to Belize. And honestly, I thought it was a great time to honor a graduate by letting a graduate talk about some amazing things that are happening in her life. So give it up for Avery Knowles. When it comes to the videos, just tell them to play each video.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to finally be up here sharing. Hey, Amanda. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I remember being in Belize and just being so ready to come home and tell everybody about everything that happened. But before I begin, I just want to thank everyone who supported and who prayed, because it wouldn't have happened without y'all. And from the bottom of my heart, I am so grateful for that. So I guess I'm just going to start from the beginning. I guess you can flip the slide. So the first day we got there was Saturday, and I didn't know anybody that was going. I went with Pine Lake Starkville, and so we had like 3 meetings before where I got to meet some of the people, but Saturday I really just got to know everybody. We got there kind of late. We just hung out, and then Sunday was kind of our rest day. We went to this cool place and saw like jaguars and parrots and stuff. It was cool. And then Sunday afternoon we had church, and by the way, this is Rudy. He's over the WGO, the World Gospel Outreach. He's the coolest guy ever. This is a video, but it doesn't really have to be played. He just says, Rudy's here. I mean, he's hilarious, so I just thought that would let y'all get to know his character, but I don't think it's working. But anyways, so, and I got this cool picture of him on the zip line with my film camera. It's so cool. Anyways, so Sunday we went to church, and it was the church we were going to be helping renovate for the next 4 days. And we got there. It's just, you see on the left, it's just this one room. Pastor Ishmael is his name. He pulls up with a school bus full of kids. I mean, man does it all. He drove the school bus. He sang. He played the drums. I mean, he preached. Like, he was the whole package. And he's the sweetest man alive. He really has such a heart for the Lord. And he planted this church from nothing. And so the moment it started, the moment he started preaching, passion was just pouring out of him. And let me tell y'all, like, this experience was so eye-opening to me. Like, I was in a whole other country, and yet, like, God was just overflowing. And it's just crazy to, like, see, like, the same God here is the same God there, and he's just still so powerful over there, and same here, like, he's still doing supernatural things. And so he had a translator, but sometimes he would get so excited, and the lady would be like, can you slow down? But it was amazing. Like, he was just pouring out so much passion, singing. He wasn't very good at singing, but he was singing with his whole heart, and it was just awesome. And I was crying because everybody was just singing as loud as they could, and then one moment we're singing in English, and then one moment we're singing in Spanish, and it was honestly just like a glimpse of heaven, and it was amazing. And like, people walk to church. They just have this small little community, and it's called Duck Run 2, and I'm not really sure what the name of the church even was, so I'm just going to refer to it as Duck Run 2. But, like, they walked to church. Like, Pastor Ishmael picked up these kids in a school bus, and it just made me realize, like, we're surrounded by so many churches, yet we make up an excuse to come on a Sunday because it's raining. Like, and these people are just so grateful to have a place, like a roof over their head to serve the Lord. And so the third picture you see, that's where we were working. I think they were making that, it's right to the left of the first room, and they're making that for the children, and so it's just filled with a bunch of debris. And so Monday we started our work. We woke up at like 6:30, did our own little devotion, and then had breakfast, and then took the 30-minute drive to Duck Run 2, and we worked there for like 6 hours in like 100-degree weather, like straight in the sun, like the hottest and hardest work I've ever done. I mean, I've never really been presented with the opportunity to, do hard labor, but like, it was tough. Like, I was sore every night and like 6 hours straight. And it was like this sand dirt stuff. So we'd shovel it, put it in wheelbarrows, and put it up there, dump it in there, and rake it. Like, I mean, something that we could get done in like 3 days here. And like, they weren't going to get done with that renovation, Pastor Ishmael said, in like 3 years. So that was just crazy. But one thing they really wanted us to focus on was, it's not about like getting it done. Like, it's about slowing down and getting to know each other, like telling your story, your testimony, and hearing other people. And I got so much wisdom poured into me from these amazing people at the church and from WGO. And so, like, we'd take breaks, and, like, they'd get us Cokes, which their Cokes are sweeter, and, I miss it so bad. It was so yummy. But anyways, so, like, over the course of the 4 days, like, you could see, like, things were getting slower, and it wasn't because we were getting lazy or tired. It was because we were getting out of our ways here of just, like, go, like, don't talk to me, I have to finish this. No, like, we talked to each other, we lift each other up, like, the hardest work, but it was the most fun I've ever had. And it really made me realize, like, the power of my testimony, which I talked about at FCA Rally Week a couple weeks ago, or Rally Night. And we make it such a scary thing, like, but it is truly the single most powerful gift that God gives us. And, like, it's kind of hard for me to even comprehend, and I realized that I've gotten kind of back into my old routines, because it's been a couple weeks since I've been in Belize, but looking back at these pictures made me really realize, like, that is a moment where you gave your life to God. That is seriously, like, the most powerful thing, and yet we won't just go up to somebody and be like, hey, what's your story? Like, it's the most important thing in our lives, and I don't know, just hearing everybody else's stories there, like, they have some crazy, amazing testimonies. Anyways, what's the next slide? So we did that for like 4 days. Here's a video on the left. This is when they dump a pile of dirt. Oh my gosh. We did like 5 of these, and every time the guy would drop this off, we'd all be like, no way. Because it was like loads and loads of dirt. That's Sandy, my favorite woman ever. Anyways, so in the middle, that is kind of in the mid-process. You see whatever that stuff is. I don't even know what it's called. And then on the right, this was just in the middle of a working day. We're singing Oceans. So that was just in the middle of a day, and you see Pastor Ishmael videoing, and the girl that's singing, Sarah Sunday, she's really good, and that's all you can really hear, but it was amazing. And then on the right, that's the same day we prayed over their church, and something that I had never experienced before was when they pray, like somebody leads, but everybody's just praying themselves as I am now, and like it was crazy because I never even really thought of it. Like, we don't do that here, but it doesn't even matter, like, if you hear what I'm saying, because we're not talking to each other. We're talking to God, and just, like, it was so powerful. Like, it was amazing just being able to be a part of that. And on the left, we went and prayed over Jonathan. He's, like, my age, and he has just started working for the WGO in Belize, and so we just went and prayed over his church. So then the last 2 days, we took food bags to the villages and prayed over them. And so the first day on the left, I got the opportunity. They'd ask like 3 of us to pray over the house. And so this lady, she couldn't speak English, but Rudy told us to pray just for her health and like specifically her feet. So kind of inferred that she couldn't really walk well or something. Their living conditions are pretty bad, and they were all so grateful just to have the food, but also just to have the prayer over them. And something crazy I experienced while praying over this lady. So I started praying, and I had my eyes closed. And so just a couple of us were on the front porch praying, and then the rest of us were like over there, like in the back, so like far away, because we didn't want to crowd her. And so I had my eyes closed, and I was praying, and like it's hard to explain because it was just like such a feeling and like, I don't know, but I had my eyes closed and literally like it was so like loud and powerful. Everybody was praying, but I seriously thought everybody had come and joined us because there were so many voices and it was so loud and it was only like 5 people praying. And I literally felt like angels were joining in praying. And like, it's hard to believe, but like, I'm telling you, like that is what it felt like. Like it was so powerful. And like, I just felt, I don't know, it was just crazy to experience that. And then on the right, that was on Friday, or Thursday, we went to this house, and it was a old couple, a man and a woman, and they couldn't speak English either. But after we prayed for them, Rudy told us that the woman said that God had told her that people from Mississippi were coming today to help them, which that's not a lie. Like they said that, like God told them that, which is just like crazy, just that he like still works in these supernatural ways today. Okay, I love this quote. It says, "He who has God and everything else has no more than he has God only." Like these people that I met seriously like had nothing. Like they were depending on food and water like from us, like just to survive, and they had this total dependence on God. And honestly, like I realized that we are honestly at a disadvantage here because we can't comprehend how blessed we are compared to the rest of the world. And like I knew that, like I knew we were more blessed, but like going there and seeing it for myself was just so eye-opening, and it like I wouldn't have been able to fully comprehend it, and I still can't unless I even saw it. Like that's just something we have to be aware of. Like we don't have to depend on God for food and water and like all those things that we need to live, but they truly do. And it was just so amazing because he who has God and everything else has no more than he who has God only. They are like not less fortunate because they have God and they have true reliance on him. I mean, and the things I learned there, I can transfer here because there are so many people I know that need the Lord here. But same there, and they need the resources that we have. These are just random pictures. This is my film. The top left is us working, and then my group on the top right. And I loved everybody. Like, made some of the best friends of my entire life. And then we went ziplining. We had a fun day on Saturday. It was awesome. You can go to the next. Just random pictures. Kate and Maggie. We had this lookout place at the campus. Got to see a lot of cute babies. We had a volleyball court. I dominated. We went to a river. And then we went tubing. It was just amazing. And that's Sandy, a group picture of us and this woman named Sandy, who is literally the most joyful person ever. And she has this crazy story. You just have to hear it from her one day maybe. But yeah, it was awesome. And I'm eternally grateful. And it's the best experience I've ever had in my entire life. And I thank you all so much for helping me get there. So yeah, thank you.